understand the moon in Sagittarius, let's turn our attention first to the primary resonance between the moon and the sign Sagittarius. What I would like to draw your attention to first is a resonance between the educational nature of Sagittarius and the feminine nature of the moon. Fundamentally, the moon signifies the mind. The mind signifies the internal self. The moon is, therefore, by being a symbol of innerness, it's a symbol of femininity. Education is the intake of knowledge. Femininity is inwardness, intake, receptivity, bringing things in. So what we have here with the moon in Sagittarius is a very nice fit. We have a good harmonious resonance. So, what do you expect, therefore, as an interpretation of the moon in Sagittarius? Well, this is the basic thing. The basic thing about the moon in Sagittarius is that these natives really like information. They love information. They center themselves around information. They love to learn things. They love to receive data, hear people's ideas. Remember that this zodiac sign Sagittarius is on an axis with Gemini. And so just like Gemini also loves conversation, Sagittarius loves it too, in a little bit less of a carefree way than Gemini. It really likes to discuss. And because of this, Sagittarius moon likes words, because words convey information. Therefore, it will like to talk, it will like to write, it will like to read. Also, the moon in Sagittarius likes intelligence, because intelligence is the processor of words. So this is really the basic fundament of what the moon in Sagittarius represents, is a person who really likes information and therefore really likes the things which are associated with information, i.e. words, language, discussion, and the use of intelligence. If you think carefully about Sagittarius, you see that it's sort of a dual-gendered sign. And the reason why I say that is because it has education on one side, which is feminine, but it has teaching on the other side, which is masculine. If you're going to get a resonant harmony from the education and the femininity of the moon, you might also get a dissonant harmony from the teaching nature of Sagittarius with the feminine nature of the moon. Remember that this is not a major clash. Most of what goes on with the moon in Sagittarius is synergistic, it's harmonious. Just expect it to produce the result that the native will be somewhat dominant or disclosive. So there's some kind of a quirk that comes along with the moon in Sagittarius, which I'm trying to put my finger on here to express to you. It's along the lines of the fact that the teachiness of the sign clashes with the shyness of the planet. So you will find that although these natives love discussion, they like to direct the discussion, or they like to be on top of the information. They're not entirely receptive. Another harmonious resonance between the moon and Sagittarius is that Sagittarius is lofty and the moon is acquisitive. So because the moon is desirous or acquisitive, that goes well with Sagittarius having hunger. It's a fire sign, it has hunger. It's symbolized by the archer because the archer aims far off. So Sagittarius has a quality of being lofty or having big goals, and the moon has a quality of having a big appetite and wanting to achieve things. So as a result of this, Sagittarian natives tend to think big and have big ambitions and big desires and big goals. And also it's worth mentioning that this is a Jupiter sign. So along with the big ambitions comes like a big ideal. Moon and Sagittarian natives tend to have lofty ideals, and they want things to live up to those ideals. One final resonance between the moon and Sagittarius is that Sagittarius is very broad, and the moon is very changeable. So Sagittarius belongs to Jupiter, and it's a dual sign. And Jupiter is expansive and broad. Brihatspati. Brihat means to expand. And the dual sign is very flexible. So Sagittarian is like a bow. It's very flexible. The moon, being the planet that has the most visible phases in the sky, always changing from full to new and back again, it symbolizes fluctuation and changeability. So this is also a synergistic, harmonious resonance between the planet and the sign. Sagittarius likes to be open to many, many things, and the moon doesn't like to fixate on one particular thing. It likes to change a lot. As a result, Sagittarian moon natives tend to be very open to many ideas. They don't like to be boxed in, and they don't like to be partisan and take one side. So they have a liberal sort of nature to them, which goes along with them saying new ideas are okay, old ideas are also okay. We are not going to be prejudging, we're not going to be partisan, we're not going to be prejudiced, and this also makes them good judges. They tend to be good judges of things because they're open to all sides and they're not prejudiced. Now, what we do in these videos with the planets and the signs is I show you a consistent technique that you can use for any planet and any sign. And the technique is very simple. You look for where the planet symbolizes something that's very, very similar to what the sign symbolizes. And once you find that, you assess whether or not the planet and the sign are harmonious about that thing or whether they're antithetical about that thing. The dissonant resonance reveals what's complex or difficult for the native. The harmonious resonance, on the other hand, indicates what's easy, what comes natural, what's an inherent strength for the native. What I'm teaching you really is the method of how to do astrological interpretation by going down into the engine of the symbolism and comparing the parts. The actual interpretation that you should give is going to be individualized per the individual chart. So if you have person A with the moon in Scorpio and person B with the moon in Scorpio, it's not going to be exactly the same interpretation. Because person B's moon might have an aspect from something and person A's moon doesn't, etc., 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 etc. But what I'm showing you in the videos is the backbone of what a planet and a sign symbolizes. And once you understand that backbone, you modify it based on the circumstances, the extraneous circumstances that are affecting an individual chart. So I hope you really like this system, not just this one video, but all the videos that we do on the planets and the signs. We'll do them all. And I hope you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those. And hope to see you around soon.